pick his reaction. A very good morning, General, and thank you for catching up with us. How are you?
Very well. How are you doing?
I'm great. What would be your reaction to the directive or the announcement that came from the Electoral Commission banning all physical rallies wherever in areas where the numbers of COVID are spiking?
Well, first of all, I'm not too sure if it's a fact that all these areas mentioned by Electoral Commission are necessarily the most hit by COVID. We are doing a research, and I will soon give information to the public that this is not a fact. What I know for a fact, for example, is that we, especially myself, have not campaigned in Masaka. There's about 300 and something thousand votes. I have not campaigned in Wakiso, 1 point something million votes. Kampala, 1 point something million votes. Total effect of Kampala and Wakiso is 2.5 million votes. I have not campaigned in Jinja. That's another almost a total of 300,000 votes. So before we go to any kind of what you'd call a free and fair election, which is now something that is laughable to discuss at all, you get an impression that we are not able to face these votes, and the public therefore may not be able to vote the right person. You need to also put it on record that President Museveni has covered almost all the districts. I'm told he's left with 4 or something now. When he finishes all the districts, that's when they remember that there is COVID, and that's when they remember that some areas should be cut off. My main view is that this is rigging. It's nothing but rigging. From day one, we told the public that there is no way you can mix elections with the pandemic. We even advised that they postpone the elections. At that time, they thought it was because we are weak and that we are fearing to take on the public. Now that they know that this is not a fact, that's when you hear all these excuses being raised. From day one, therefore, this is not a free and fair election, including the fact that, for example, we've been denied access. For me, it's getting to about 9 districts. You reach there, the police obstacles you, they take you where they want to take you, they deny you fair reaching the public, they deny you venues. When they set venues, even for themselves, they interfere with these venues and stop people from going there by threatening them, guarding them with very, very rough-edged policemen who are also mixed with military. So, from day one, I have instructed my lawyers to first of all study whether we should not take Electoral Commission to court about obstacling our election and therefore denying us the results we could have gotten.
Well, where does this leave you with days, just a few days left to polling day?
Yes. Which should have been the climax. You know, when an election is advancing towards the polling day, that's when you are supposed to have the temperatures right. That's when you are supposed to have an attentive set of voters. That's when you are supposed to have, you know, everything in gear to, you know, facilitate a candidate to move forward and win an election. In these circumstances, I don't know if we really then have a chance to win an election in the circumstances. That's what it is. The public needs to access the person they are voting. However crudely, that there should be something little about you interfacing with those who vote you. If there is nothing at all, I don't know how you are supposed to go about it. And it's also done on short notice. For example, I was supposed to go to Masaka districts. 1 day to go, they cancelled. Now I'm sitting in Masaka, trying to see if I can go to Komansimbi, Kalungu. Ukomansim, the reasons was that they joined me with Bobby Wine on the same day. That's Electoral Commission for you. So, for me, I think from day one, this is not an election whatsoever.
Tumukunde, the Electoral Commission argues that presidential candidates can access media houses in order to send out their messages. Has been easy for you or hard for you to do that?
How many times have I accessed your media house? Your own media house. How many
but we have
times?
invited you. It's on record.
I think this is one interview in about 3 in the whole electoral period. Is that access to the media? If you are the first example and you are supposed to be actually one outstanding media house, now that I can't access you, then who are we accessing? This is also a sham. I must get on record.
You get a sense that the Electoral Commission is being assertive in trying to ensure that candidates comply with the guidelines that were issued at the onset of this electoral process?
Get to understand that in this election, the word candidate does not mean the same for everybody. There are some candidates and there are also others. I think I belong to others. I don't think... I have been seeing you about your news every day, and I know what you start with. You start with President Museveni opening a school, and then one of his ministers, I don't know doing what. Then you end up interviewing Tango Doi, and at one... I mean, 3/4 of the bulletin is on one candidate. So according to you, that is called access to the media, isn't it?
Yeah, but again, General Tumukunde, there have been voices that are calling for a cancellation of this election. Do you find this tenable at all?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
There are voices calling for cancellation of this election, days to polling day. Do you find this idea tenable, given the challenges that you're facing?
Well, first of all, whenever all these matters are being discussed, we put in our resources, we put in our time, and now at the end of the day, you find that there is no election at all. So those who are calling for cancellation, we find ourselves in the middle of things, between the rock and the thick wall. We really don't know what to tell the public. As far as I'm concerned, I have not been campaigning. They don't simply allow us. Yesterday I was in the Antonde, they said you can only go to one venue, that it is an SOP. I don't know any SOP of that sort. But said and done, this is using the pandemic to rig elections. Using the pandemic to rig elections, as was supposed to be the case.
Is the option of defying the new order from EC on your cards at all?
For me, I intend to go these areas, and then we'll see what will go on. Of course, you know what you'll meet with, but maybe it's okay that we get on record on this matter.
Well, General, thank you very much for speaking to us this morning. General,
my honor and pleasure.
Good luck.
It's possible.